Marbella with Him and Her are proud to be sponsored by the friendliest bar in San Pedro, the Hogan Stand. The place for amazing food, live music and sport, karaoke, quizzes, and a welcoming smile. Why would you want to go anywhere else? Check out their Instagram page at the Hogan Stand and at the Hogan Hackers for their golf society.
This podcast may contain adult themes and strong language. Hello and welcome to Marbella with Him and Her, brought to you by the Hogan Stand. He is
PJ Lopez and she is
Hannah Murray. Fresh as a daisy.
Yes, and I'm very surprised and very pleased.
Thank you. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, well done you.
I know.
You can be grown up.
I can. I can be sensible.
You can.
I've been away on a girly weekend in Seville and got back today and didn't have too much to drink yesterday, so wasn't hungover today. Even coming back the windy Rhondda Road, not sure how we ended up on that road, but apparently it was the fastest route. That's where both Google Maps and Waze took us. I'm normally not great on that road, even when I'm not hungover.
Oh, I do remember the time we went up to Rhondda on a bus from San Pedro, and I think you were just literally moments away from puking up on the bus.
Yeah, I really thought I was going to be. And again, that wasn't being hungover. It was just the windy road.
Oh, you were hungover that day.
Oh, was I? I don't remember that.
Oh, yes.
Oh, God, okay. Anyway, I wasn't, was I? As soon as we got to Rhondda, I had to find a toilet and I actually miraculously wasn't sick, but I felt horrendous. Anyway, on Monday, Amber Shue...
Bless you.
officially came onto the San Pedro Guide. Just so you understand what that means, PJ and I talk about the San Pedro Guide a lot. We set it up about, must be near 8 years or something ago
More
now.
than that. Much longer than, I think it's been going well over 8 years.
Okay. And we set it up just because we live in San Pedro and have no intention of leaving San Pedro. We love it here and there's always something going on and there's constantly new restaurants opening, and we just wanted to let people know, either people who live in San Pedro, people who live nearby and like to visit San Pedro, or there's a lot of holiday apartments here, so there's people who come and go.
And there was nothing in English. That was a big thing, is that we'd be walking down the boulevard and there'll be like a ferry on or an event of some sort. And we've not seen anything about it, where they're saying, why didn't they publicise this? I would have loved to have come to this. So we set up the San Pedro Guide in English to serve all of those communities that didn't have access to the Spanish stuff. And actually the Spanish weren't very good at publicising anything.
No, so it's still difficult to get sometimes.
Exactly. So we took over the mantle and really, in fact, the official San Pedro, like the one run by the town hall, now follows us.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it seems to have blown up quite a bit in the last few months or so.
Yeah, we're getting new likes and new followers every single day.
Yeah.
Like literally every time I look at it, there's a new follower, a new follower, a new follower. And what's happening a lot as well is that the posts that we're putting up, it tells you where those followers came from. So I can see that we put a post up and it says, you've got a new follower from that post or from that reel. And it's just growing really, really quickly. We're not far off on Facebook on 5,000 followers now.
That's really cool. Really, really good. So yeah, Amber Shue is one of my favourite places to go for breakfast, and they approached us, I think we mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, saying, I understand you do the San Pedro Guide. So now they're on board, meaning they have paid us a small amount of money, believe me, it is a small amount of money, for a year to be on the guide, where we do a post once a month on Instagram and Facebook, advertising whatever part of their business. And I know this may sound silly, but we only really want people on the San Pedro Guide, or businesses on the San Pedro Guide, that we really like, because it would be really difficult. We're both quite honest people, I'd like to think, and it would be really difficult taking people's money from a business that we didn't believe in and didn't like, singing its praises, because we're a trusted guide that a lot of people follow and want to know the best restaurants or the best gyms or things like that. I'd feel really uncomfortable going, this is an amazing place for breakfast, if we genuinely thought it was shit.
And it would work against us actually, because we'd probably say, this is great, go to this restaurant, try it out, and then people will just be posting saying, I've just had the worst meal of my life.
Exactly.
So it wouldn't really work. So up your game if you want to be on the San Pedro Guide.
Exactly. We're quite choosy. So very happy to have Amber Shoe. And the first post was to do with one of their deals. They do various breakfast deals where you can get food, a coffee or tea, and a fresh orange juice with ginger in it if you wish. And the one that Dad and I have frequently, as do many of our friends who go there at least once a week, Paul and Sylvia and Shirley, is the Be Healthy, which is only €11.50. And you get 2 slices of brown, really nice seed bread, a smashed avocado on top, and a poached egg on top. And you get 2 of them. And then it's got some basil oil, I think, with some toasted sesame seeds on top. Absolutely delicious. And a choice of coffee or tea and an a fresh orange juice. So all that for $11.50 is absolutely brilliant.
You allowed me to go with you once and I've tried it now.
Stop saying aloud. You're working.
Well, someone has to.
Well, yeah.
So you can afford to go and have all the breakfasts and brunches.
Someone's got to pay for me breakfasts. So yes, we love Amber Chew. So really excited and happy to have them on board. And that first post we did had over 10,000 views, 50 likes, 13 comments. So yeah, it really is a great way to get your business out there, being on the San Pedro Guide.
Yeah, get in touch with Hannah or myself.
And you did a post earlier today. There's this hilarious meme that's on social media this weekend, I think, only, where loads of businesses in Marbella are posting...
Well, not just businesses. Lots of people are doing it. It's really funny.
Yeah, but it's been a great thing for loads of businesses. An AI photograph of Leonardo DiCaprio, the Hollywood actor, at their establishment on their...
Or standing with them just, by the beach or whatever.
Yeah,
just
it's really, really funny. So we did a few pictures of him in Seville with us girls this weekend, which was really funny. And you did one only a few hours ago of Leonardo DiCaprio standing outside the Hogan stand saying something like, oh, it's Leo's best favourite place to go.
No, I just said if you fancy Sunday lunch, Leo says it's the best place to go or something along those lines.
Yeah, and that has had over 29,000 views, over 200 likes.
At 214 now because it's been 15 minutes since the last check.
Oh my God, that's insane.
34,300 views now.
Oh, wow, that's gone up ridiculously in 20 minutes.
And also we're getting loads of new followers off the back of that on the guide, which is really good. A few people are taking it a little bit too seriously. Some people are a bit offended that we've used Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, AI. Like people are saying, oh, leave him alone. Like, God, it's a joke. It's fun and everybody is doing it.
It's a bit of fun. That's all.
And we're not
we know
saying...
he wasn't really there.
Yes. Nobody's being horrible to Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm sure he's a lovely man. And I'm sure if we were discussing this in the car, he would have thought. And I think he'd find it hilarious, these photos of...
He's in the public eye. He's an actor. They like publicity.
Yeah, exactly.
And no, we're not harassing him.
No.
So it's not like...
We haven't even tagged him. Some people have tagged him. We haven't done that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't go that far.
No. Just wanted to mention a few guests that I've had on Talk Radio Europe this week. My entrepreneur of the week was a lovely woman called Kate Wilson, who is the founder of Nosy Crow, which is an award-winning children's publisher. And they're really competing with the big boys. This woman, Kate, who I spoke to, had a career in books and publishing before she set this up herself. And she's doing really well. I said it must be so difficult because it's such a competitive market. And she agreed it was. She somehow managed to find her way, and it's a real niche children's publishing, obviously, a lot of picture books and, and a really important part of a child's development, getting them into reading early on. And she's so knowledgeable and passionate about it. So yeah, fair play to her. Lovely chatting to her.
Yeah, and actually, just because you're saying about books and things, we're going to go back to San Pedro now. There's a fantastic bookshop in San Pedro, isn't there?
Yes, called The Bookshop in La Colonia.
And it's owned by a lovely couple, and they really want to help people and encourage people to read, especially kids. So they often have, I think, Saturday events there where they have a reader in and they read to the children and everything and really get it. And she was the first one that brought your attention to Book Talk, wasn't she?
Yes, absolutely. She's brilliant. And they're really good. They know their customers, all their regular customers. They know what they're reading. I've gone in to buy books for Katie before, Amy and Ross's daughter, and they've said, oh, she's already read that one. She's read that series. They really...
And they have a loyalty program as well. So if you buy a lot of books, you get money off as well.
Yeah, every time I go in, she says, oh, you've got €1.75 on your account. Do you want to add this or do you want to have the money off?
But I love that because it's a local business, local bookshop. They often... What happened was when the likes of Waterstones and everything came in a lot of UK cities and towns and whatnot, they destroyed the local small businesses.
I know.
So it's good to see these small bookshops still thriving.
Definitely. I also interviewed the lovely Susan George for the second time this week, talking about her acting career. She had some great stories about working with Dustin Hoffman and how well they got on and how nice he was. And she was really kind to me. She said off air after the interview, "I'd love a copy of that, Hannah. I said things in this interview that I've never said before." She felt like I really...
Or did she swear at you?
No, I was talking about the feeling of being an actress, and when you're watching someone acting, you can tell if they're just saying the words or whether they're actually feeling it, because you feel it if they're feeling it. So we were talking and she was like, "Oh yeah, that's so perceptive, Hannah." And she said, "Well, you can tell you feel it as a interviewer because you've made me feel it." You know, it was really nice.
No, we've always said it's a massive talent that you've got. You've got big talents.
Well, don't ruin it. Thank you. Iain Lee, I spoke to him this week as well. What a lovely, honest, genuine guy. He's a comedian. He used to host the 11 o'clock show many, many years ago, 20 odd years ago, and did a lot of stand-up comedy. He came third in I'm a Celebrity in 2017, and he's had a interesting life. I asked him about his background because he had a lot of issues, I suppose I can say, with drugs and alcohol and things like that, and he was quite open to talk about it. And he decided to take a step back from television and train to be a counsellor, and now he's helping other people and he's finding it the most rewarding thing ever. But he was missing a little bit of doing the stand-up, so he decided to start doing these living room gigs where for £350 he will travel to someone's home within a certain area near to where he lives and do like an hour stand-up. And he'd done a couple of them and it's going really well. It's great fun. He says it's a real privilege to go in to be welcome into someone's home. And he said you have to provide endless cups of coffee. That's kind of a standard. He's loving it. But the Sun picked it up and wrote an article saying since he's left TV, he's now having to do living room gigs, suggesting that he's on his arse. And the reason why I got him is I saw that he shared that article and saying, "No, I'm not having to do this. Thank you very much. I'm choosing to do it."
It's so typical of the British press, you know, having... I think in last week's podcast we mentioned it, watching the Kylie Minogue documentary,
yes,
how the press were to her and everything, and it's just a non-stop barrage of shit.
I don't like them. I really, really detest them. I have to really stop myself of really laying into them on the radio because I think they're vile.
You interviewed somebody that said that they literally did that and they had an epiphany moment, didn't they? That's what they did all of the time, was basically make this stuff up to sell papers, and then they had this epiphany moment and completely changed their life around.
Yeah, it really is horrible. So it was great chatting to him, and he said he did an interview recently on the BBC because loads of people picked up this story, and the guy from the BBC said to him really condescendingly, 350 quid, really? You're doing this for 350 quid? It's not a lot of money, really. And he was like, it is a lot of money, actually. And the guy who said it was on like 400 grand a year. And it's like, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
And I agreed with him and said, yes, 350 quid is a lot of money. You can do a lot with it. And he's got he hasn't got a wife. They're about to get married this year. So he's got a wedding this year. He's got kids. He's got stepkids. And he's like, yeah, I don't need the money, as in I'm not on my arse. I'm perfectly comfortable. But of course, I want to earn money to provide for my family.
I think it's something to look up to. You know, people that
are resourceful.
And also they will do what they need to do to earn money to have a lifestyle or to provide for their family. You do what you need to do. We're not all blessed with having like massive salaries and very successful businesses. You know, a lot of businesses are successful, but still they're not earning hundreds of thousands of euros, so you still need to do what you can.
Like us, we have our fingers in lots of gooey pies.
Oh, sorry about that.
I also
that's why
interviewed the lovely Fiona Poole from ITS, International Theatre Studio, to talk about Lark in the Park, which is coming up next weekend. We haven't got our tickets yet. We need to.
No, we need to, yes.
So Lark in the Park, we mentioned it last year because we were involved last year. This year we are in the audience, and it's a yearly event raising money for charity as well, always a good local charity, in Benahavis, which is just inland of San Pedro, really, not that far. And there's a beautiful outdoor park as opposed to an indoor park.
Yeah. That would be quite good to go to an indoor park. I think we might have been to an indoor park.
We probably have, actually. There's a big amphitheatre and everybody brings a picnic, and then there's live music and there's a play. And this year they're doing The Fun Factory, which was written by one of our own, Kate Jackson. And I learnt from Fiona in the interview that a lot of the story, certainly the characters and the things that they went through, is true. So really skilled of Kate. She's taken these real people and a real story and written a play about it. It's to do with vaudeville. It's back in the days of Charlie Chaplin and Flanders and Swan and people like that. So there's going to be a bit of singing as well, and we know lots of people in it. So really looking forward to that. And Paul Hull is singing. We love Paul. He's one of the regular singers at Hogan Stand and various other local places. He's from Northern Ireland and he's a great guy and a fabulous singer. We love him, don't we?
He's amazing. He's got a really good voice and a real talent for music as well. He's always got his guitar with him. I think when you just bump into him randomly, he'll probably have his guitar with him.
Probably
break out into song.
And bless him, he was so nervous.
Which you find weird, don't you, as a singer? But then I don't think that's uncommon. I think, just because you sing and you're great at it and whatever, that's their comfort zone.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that they can be this persona with every single situation.
Yeah. It was his first radio interview and he was really, really nervous. But I tell you what, you wouldn't know. He came across really well. We had a lovely chat and he suggested, shall I bring my guitar with me? So he sung a song and his voice was perfect. I mean, if I was singing, not that I'm a proper singer, but if I was singing solo on the radio, my voice would be like...
Mine's not. Mine's like completely
Yours is smooth, isn't it?
Yeah, smooth as a baby's bottom.
Lovely. And he sung You're Still the One by Shania Twain, which is obviously a really tricky, beautiful song, and he delivered it perfectly. So if you ever see Paul Hull singing at a venue near you, check him out.
In fact, every Monday at the Hogan Stand, pretty much.
Yes, he is. He's normally there on a Monday night, isn't he? And sometimes weekends and stuff. And someone else I spoke to this week, sorry, a lot on the radio, but this guy was amazing. He was on Good Morning Britain. My colleague Steph messaged me and said, see if you can get this guy on.
Sorry, is it still called Good Morning Britain? I don't think it is.
Isn't it?
No, is it just GMT now, isn't it?
I think it is Good Morning Britain.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Okay. I
Making
stand
me question
corrected.
it now, but I'm sure there's a TV breakfast show called Good Morning Britain.
Okay. I thought that was the original name when Anne Diamond and Nick Owen were in it.
No, I think the original one was GMTV, Good Morning TV.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
Ooh, let us know.
Yeah. Harry Heasdon is a 98-year-old. Well, he's now 99. I interviewed him a couple of days ago and he said on Saturday, I'm going to be 99. And he is the oldest person to do a wing walk, which is up on an aeroplane, all strapped in. And he got a Guinness World Record for doing this. And what a guy.
What's a nutcase?
He's in a retirement home and he's lost both his wife and his son to cancer over the years. So he did it to raise money for a children's cancer charity, raised at least $7,500, which was lovely. But he was just saying to one of the women who works in the retirement home where he is, oh, can we make a bucket list? I want to write a bucket list of things that he wanted to achieve. And the first thing he said was, well, ever since I was a child, I've always wanted to do a wing walk. And I said, and what did they say? Because I'd assume they'd say, Harry, you're a bit old now, love. And they were like, oh, what a great idea. We'll make it happen. And I was like, I love that.
Yeah, well, there's positivity.
Yes.
Yeah, it's never too late.
Oh, definitely. And he said, I couldn't have done what that Captain Tom did because I'm not great at walking, but I could do a wing walk. So love him. Just brilliant. Wednesday evening, I had a lovely catch-up with Charlotte Rodriguez, the wine lady from Savinco Wines.
She's not winey, she's the wine lady.
Oh, yes, she supplies wines to a lot of bars, restaurants and clubs along the coast.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fun going out with someone that wines all the time.
No, it wouldn't. Hence why no, I'm joking. Love you. Baby, you look like you want to kill me. It was a joke. So Charlotte and I went to a Hogan Stand on Wednesday evening and had a lovely, much needed catch up because we haven't got together for a while, and had some nice wine, surprisingly enough, and had one of their lovely platters. They do like 3 different sharing platters at Hogan's. And I always forget the name of the one that we have. I can't remember if it's the house platter or the Hogan's platter, but
I
love
like
it.
all their platters.
Yeah, they're all good, aren't they? And while I did that, you did 2 things. One, you watched your team win something.
I'm glad you've really invested in that. I know exactly what you won.
Was it the Europa League?
No.
No. European Championship.
No. So it was the final of the European Conference League.
Oh, there's too many words. I'm not going to remember.
First time Crystal Palace have ever been in Europe. We were in the Europa Cup for winning the FA Cup. Nottingham Forest, not my favourite people, got us demoted from that. And it was something to do with we didn't submit something in time. And if they got us kicked out, they took our place. And
So something to do with jealousy.
quite a lot about jealousy. So they got in and they lost. Anyway, so we got all the way through after a few hiccups along the way, but we got into the final and we won the final.
Amazing.
Yeah, so we've won 3 trophies this year.
That's so
We've won the FA Cup. We've won the Charity Shield, which is called something else now, but I can't remember. For me, it'll always be the Charity Shield. Community Shield, I think they call it now. And then we've won this. So I think what they did is when they won the FA Cup, they might have gone to IKEA and got a billy to put as a trophy cabinet.
Yeah.
I think they've now had to go back and get a slightly bigger one.
To upgrade.
They've had to upgrade.
So when they say people have won the treble...
Yeah, we haven't won the trophy. Arsenal nearly won the double, but they didn't.
I know.
Sorry, Arsenal fans, but that didn't happen.
Can you say that you've won the treble? Because it's 3.
No, we've won 3 trophies.
Okay, fair enough.
We definitely couldn't say we won the treble.
Fair enough.
We've never won the Premier League.
No.
I think we're still a little bit away from doing that. But we are in the Europa League proper next season because we won
Is that
this.
what it's called? The Europa League proper?
No, but the Europa League.
I know.
Because we won this, so we automatically get into that, which means we've got more games than we played this year, which means we're going to need a bigger squad. But we're then...
And maybe a bigger cabinet.
Yes, and we're going to lose some players, unfortunately, because they...
Okay, that's enough Palace talk.
Okay, yes, it's not a Crystal Palace podcast.
No,
is it?
it's not a Crystal Palace
Join me
podcast.
on my own next week for Crystal Palace in Spain.
Yes. You also painted the ceiling.
Well, there was a bit of time before the football because it was on at 9 o'clock our time. I think it was 8 o'clock UK time. So I had a bit of hanging around to do. I'd already eaten. So I just thought, yeah, I might as well paint the ceiling white because there's a little bit on the stairs that I still haven't done yet. So I did that. And then I went round with my brush and sort of like touched up everywhere that needed a touch up.
It's good to have a touch-up now and then.
Yeah, well, count yourself lucky.
Well done. You had a very productive evening.
I did.
I don't normally do much food preparation or cooking in this house, as I'm sure you know, but I am pretty good at a salad. And earlier this week
Cooking
I
a
made...
salad?
Yeah, not exactly cooking. A caprese salad, but instead of mozzarella, I use burrata. I also...
So what's the difference?
Burrata is a lot creamier. It's absolutely gorgeous. It just like falls apart.
So having watched Stanley Tucci, and he went on a trip to Italy and the buffalo. So, you know when they call it buffalo mozzarella? I just thought that was a name. I didn't realise it came from buffaloes.
Yeah. Well done.
Yes. See, I might be a
You
great
learned
cook, but I
something.
didn't know
But
everything.
you don't know shit. So I also added avocado. So I had these big tomatoes chopped up. I did a whole avocado chopped up, and we had a burrata each because we had 2 in the fridge.
yeah.
And then I drizzled some balsamic glaze, olive oil, salt and pepper, and it was delicious, wasn't it? That was our dinner one night.
Actually, I haven't told you, I went to Lidl while you were away. So I'm not going to go into everything that I did while you were away. But I did buy some interesting... In fact, I'll talk about it when we get to that section.
Well,
what are some interesting things?
We're at that section now. Friday is the next section, so we're at the weekend. Go.
Okay, it was yesterday, so it was obviously quite a way into when you'd gone to Seville. And I went to Lidl to do the shopping because I couldn't be bothered to go to Mercadona. And they do just as much there, and I still think it's cheaper. So I got the ingredients I wanted. I wasn't sure what I was going to cook. So I cooked a crispy Korean mince dish, basically. And I just suddenly decided I'm going to fry the mince until it gets really crispy and then make a sauce with like gochujang and soy
Did you
sauce.
coat it in flour beforehand?
No.
Okay.
Should I have?
Well, yeah, that's what they do when we watch these cooking shows, when they do like crispy
It's
chicken.
ground mince.
They coat it. Well, yeah.
I'm not sure.
Anyway.
They had all these different offers on. Like I had a Mexican section and stuff. So I bought taco shells.
Oh, nice. What, the hard ones? Or the
Yes,
soft?
yes.
Oh, lovely.
I bought these camembert. So, you know, like Dairy Lee,
Yeah.
but it's camembert.
Ooh, what small round things?
No, well, they're triangles of
Okay.
camembert.
Oh, love that.
Yeah. I got some proper feta because that was reduced. And I got some mole.
Ooh. Oh, proper Mexican mole.
And I've got, from the last time we went, I've still got some black beans in the cupboard.
Okay.
So we're going to have a Mexican this time.
Lovely. Well excited about that. Friday night, you actually had people coming over. You did a bit of a dinner party.
Yes, I had to juggle quite a lot on Friday. And in fact, I was exhausted because I got up quite early, started cleaning, and then obviously had to
You're
work.
so good.
I am very good. And then I had to work as well. So I was juggling work, cleaning, and at some stage I had to actually go shopping. So then I had to fit that into this. So I sort of did that around the lunch. I didn't actually...
You're such a good wife. Husband.
F you.
I mean that in the nicest possible way ever.
Based on that, if anyone would like a new husband, I am available from tomorrow.
No way, you're mine.
Anyway, where was I?
You were juggling cleaning, shopping and cooking.
Thank you. Man's work is never done. That was it. I didn't eat anything that day because I was doing so many different things. It wasn't even on my mind. So when I got to dinner time, I realised I hadn't eaten a thing, not one thing during the whole day.
Maybe that's crazy.
That was crazy. But anyway, I managed to do that. I had to do the cooking as well. And when I went to get the shopping, because sometimes when you go shopping, you have your idea, I'm going to do this. You go in the shop and they haven't got what you want. This wasn't Lidl I went to this time. This time I did go to Mercadona because I know that they do what I wanted. And I got some beef cubes and I did a slow-cooked beef bourguignon.
Amazing.
Bourguignon.
Which I'm getting today, leftovers.
Yes, and I did Dijon mustard mash with lots of butter in it. And then Issa, one of my colleagues at work, said, oh, can I make something as well? Because you're doing all of that, I'd like to do something. So she made the most amazing apple crumble.
Which I also have some left over to try.
But you don't have any vanilla ice cream because I used all of that up.
Yeah,
and I
that's
forgot to get some new stuff. And it was very successful.
Well
I think it all went down very well, and it wasn't a big heavy night because they're not really big drinkers, but it was very, very pleasant. Really enjoyed myself.
And they enjoyed your cooking and they liked our house.
Yes. So all round it went down very, very well.
Nice one. Saturday was another important football match in the evening.
Yes. So I did really do a great deal Saturday. I took it quite easy. I did go shopping again, obviously, for Saturday night's food. And I watched the Champions League final, which was Arsenal and PSG, which is Paris Saint-Germain. And Arsenal went 1-0 up. PSG came back into it, and then it went to a penalty shootout. I've got to say I'm a massive fan of Eze because he used to play for Crystal Palace and he helped win us the FA Cup, he helped win us the Charity Shield. I mean, he's a great, great footballer, but he's a crap penalty taker.
Oh, no.
Well, he does this really weird
thing. Is he now playing for Arsenal then?
Yes. Yes, he went from Crystal. See, when we get a good player, other teams get
people take him.
Yeah, they come in and they say, we'll give you millions of pounds for this player, and they go. He does this thing where he does this sort of like running on the spot and then sort of nonchalantly went up. And it's a bit arrogant, if you like, just went to tap it into but he missed the goal. He missed it completely. No. But he's done that a few times at Crystal Palace. All the other people are taking this run up and belting it into the top corner. And he was trying to be a little bit too clever. So anyway, they were on the back foot then, but then they came back into it. And then there was this other player called Gabriel that actually shot it over the top. So they lost. There were riots in Paris. Have you seen all of this?
No.
Even though they won, people just went on a rampage setting stuff alight, and apparently they were even trying to set fire to the Arc de Triomphe.
What?
All because they won.
So this was the Paris Saint-Germain fans?
Yeah.
Oh, how ridiculous.
No, they wasn't, because, the final wasn't in Paris. It was in another country. I think it was in Hungary or Czechoslovakia or something. And celebrating the win, people just went on a rampage, setting fire to cars. I mean, that's not celebrating. That's crime.
Oh, that is horrendous. I'm glad it wasn't the English for a change, but even so, what the hell? You made a very healthy breakfast this morning. You sent me a photo. It looked lovely.
Yeah, so all the time I was laying in bed, I was thinking, I'm going to get up, I'm going to do sausages, I'm going to do beans, I'm going to have fried egg. Then as I opened the freezer and had my hands on the sausage, that sounds rude, I was home alone. What you do when you're home alone. I just thought, no. Don't do it. I'm really trying to
leave the sausage alone.
Yeah. Well, I didn't all weekend. I had one yesterday.
Come on, stop it.
I had a sausage sandwich yesterday.
Oh, good. Well done.
I had a second, I'm going to use that word again, epiphany of I want to be healthy. So I opened the fridge and there were blueberries, there were raspberries, there was a banana, there was yogurt. Melon, because I bought melon because I did Parma ham and melon for starters. I didn't tell you that. Mm-hmm. I got melon and wrapped it in Parma ham, which was very nice. And
you mean jamon, surely, not parma
ham,
Yeah.
but it's the name of the dish, isn't it, really? It was really nice.
Look lovely.
I tried to make it look quite nice, so I did them all in little sections, made a hole in the middle, put my yoghurt there, and then I put some of that sort of seed nut mix on top, and then I put a little bit of peanut butter on top of that, and then I put some honey on top of that.
Could have been worse.
It was lovely.
And then there was Seville. So I went to Seville on Friday with 4 girlfriends. We were there for 2 nights. It was really lovely. We took miserable photos. So we did group selfies in a lot of places where we were. And there was this meme from a while ago that went round of like groups of lads on holiday, golfing holiday and stuff like that. And there was like loads of photos where everyone looks really miserable or really pissed off, like they're having a crap time. And it's like we had a crap golfing weekend, you know. And then there's like loads of photos of all going, yay, we're having a great time. So we did that. We got some happy photos and some miserable photos
and some
in
photos
most places.
Of you with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes, Leonardo DiCaprio was there in Seville.
Laying across your laps, though.
Oh, it was fun. Yes, we literally got him laying across our laps. And hilariously, Lisa sent it to her mum, and her mum thought it was Leonardo
But
DiCaprio.
this is what's going to happen.
And I think she sent it to people. Look who Lisa met in Seville. No. We were crying with laughter.
But it's going to happen.
Love her. I know.
That's the problem with AI, is that it's so realistic. People think, and it's difficult to know what's true and what's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that whole side of it, and that's the bit I don't like. That's a scary bit.
I know, it is quite scary. We had some lovely food. The first place we went and had some Tinto de Verano. I made the suggestion.
I know, you sent me a photo of every place you went to.
Yeah, you told me to.
Yes, but there's a point at which I got a little bit jealous.
You wanted to see the food. I came up with the cracking idea that we should have Tinto de Verano when we could, instead of, you know, drinking wine during the day. Yeah, Tinto de Verano was the way forward, and a couple of the ladies hadn't had it before, and everyone liked it, so that was good. We had some jamon and cheese in the first place that was really, really nice. The average temperature was about 35 degrees.
Wow.
It is one of the hottest places in Spain because it's inland.
It's not even July, and I think it goes up to well over 40, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In the peak of summer.
I don't know how people do. Well, the guy that did the wine tasting comes down to the coast in the summer. We had lots of cocktails as well over the weekend. I'm now a convert to an amaretto sour.
An amaretto sour?
Yeah.
What on earth is that?
I can't remember. It has amaretto in it.
That made a funny noise in your throat
I
then.
know.
What was that?
I don't know. The amaretto sour coming back up, probably. Amaretto, funnily enough. And there's like a whisked sort of egg white or something, but you cannot taste the egg, obviously. And something else that makes it sour, I'm not really sure. Bitters or something? I don't know. But it did, actually, in fairness, it didn't really taste sour. Anyway, it was lovely. There were these 2 guys that were a bit rude. You know, the guys that come around singing on the guitars and wanting money and stuff?
Yes.
So
I don't know them.
No. We were sat there drinking cocktails and these 2 guys came round and said to Catherine, ¿Qué es tu nombre? And she went, Rachel. So they're singing this song in Spanish. Rachel.
Hang on. So far, when you described what is your name, you didn't say the words, what is your name? You said something completely different. And now you're doing a singing in Indian. I mean, where were these guys from? And where were you from?
You leave my Spanish alone.
Come te llama?
No,
what is your name?
There's another one as well. ¿Qué es tu nombre? Is another way of saying it. What is your name? ¿Qué es tu nombre? Isn't that the other way of saying it? Como se llama, I know, is one way, but there's you can also say ¿Qué es tu nombre? No?
I guess so, but it's not the correct way of saying it, really.
Well, anyway.
And the Indian singing, where would that come from?
I don't know. They spent time in Calcutta.
Okay.
Anyway, so they were singing along and obviously did this personalised song about Catherine, aka Rachel, and they went round the whole group and then they said, oh, what's your name? What's your name? And some of us said real names, some of us, so Louise said Vivian, and they couldn't say Viviane.
But V's are B's in Spanish, which is the perfect one.
Yeah,
Bibian.
So they sung a song about all of us and we were like, you know, clapping. And then, of course, they wanted money.
Oh, so, you should have said your name was that one from Phoebe. What was her name?
Yes, yeah, Regina Phalange.
Yeah.
But that's too long, but we joked about that. There was a lot of Friends quotes throughout the weekend, actually. So we gave them a $5 and they were like, obviously in Spanish, but they were like, no more. Is that it? We want more. And we were like, well, no, we don't have any more. And they walked off really pissed off. And I was like, that's not okay.
They got anything.
Exactly. We didn't ask you to sing. And you can't kind of go, no. Like, it would be really rude if they, you know, asked the name and we were like shushing them away, going, no, we don't want you. We don't, you know, we were polite. And then they were like really offended that we only gave them a £5. And it's like, well, we didn't pay you to entertain us. So that was a bit awkward. But I think that's really wrong when buskers are rude to you, when they're the ones encroaching on your evening, singing to you when you're not asking for it. You don't have to pay them. We went to this place for a drink as well. There's a place called Setas, which is obviously mushrooms.
Oh, you like mushrooms?
Yeah, but it had nothing to do with mushrooms. It's this massive structure that's white and kind of looks a little bit mushroomy, I guess.
That's the connection, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was quite cool, quite spectacular, lit up at night. Saturday when I woke up, it was the 30th of May, and the 30th of May was my mum's birthday. She would have been 75 this year. So I was determined to not get emotional and let it ruin my day. But obviously she was on my mind. And before I left the house, I just had a little look on Facebook and I saw the beautiful message that you'd written, and other people saying things like, I miss you, Ren, and think about you a lot and your family, and just
she
really
touched
beautiful.
so many people's lives, that's why. And it's lovely years later to still see people writing that sort of stuff. So It shows how much that she was thought of.
It was really beautiful. We started the day by going to Plaza de España, which is where the Kylie concert was that we went to last year. Yeah, and it was
Best
great.
workout I've ever had.
It was great to see. A few of the girls hadn't been there before, and we walked around. There's different kind of mosaics representing every region of Spain. So we took photos by the Malaga one. We were walking through the park afterwards, and there's beautiful fountains, and there were ducks and gorgeous flowers. It was really beautiful, and I was kind of behind the other girls because I was taking some photos. And I think I said it out loud, whispered it, saying, look at these beautiful flowers. Oh, you'd love this, Mum. Happy birthday. And then this white butterfly immediately appeared out of nowhere and flew in front of my face. And the significance of a white butterfly, I have a butterfly tattoo on my hand, on my finger, was because when Mum died, like literally the moment she died, just afterwards when I went outside to have a bit of a cry, a white butterfly was flying around my head, and it really felt significant.
And it wasn't just flying around your head. I mean, it was literally almost around
kissing
you.
me.
Yeah, all the time. So, yeah.
Yeah, so white butterflies are definitely a thing.
That and peacocks.
Absolutely. And a little bit later on in the day, a few hours later, we were walking through the city and we kept trying to dodge the sun. We kept crossing the road in order to be in the shade because it was so bloody hot. And we were walking round by the side of the cathedral. We were like, oh, there's too much sun. We wanted to go into the shade and then realised we couldn't because there was a barrier in the way. And suddenly there was all this white stuff on the ground, and we saw people in the distance that were all dressed smartly, and we're like, oh, it must have been a wedding. And I looked down and was like, what's this? Oh, it must be confetti. And then looked closely and realised that it was all white butterflies. I've never seen confetti like this. I've never seen confetti this size either. Confetti are normally like tiny little dots. These were like twice the size of a €2 coin. They were much bigger and they were all white butterflies. And I was like, oh my goodness.
So a lot of people, when they get signs, just put it down to, coincidence. But I've read a book on this, and it says that when you get multiple signs coming, stop saying it's a coincidence. They are signs. You know, and you might think I'm a Fruit Loop for saying that, but we don't know enough about the universe, enough about how we got here, what goes on after we leave here. So you can't completely say it's science, you die. You don't know that because you're not dead and you don't know. So, yeah, just go with it.
It was really beautiful. We had a lovely lunch at a place called Te Quiero Taco, or I Love Tacos.
I do too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to your crispy tacos.
Well, thank you very much. Just the way I walk.
So, so many different tacos we had. It was really lovely. And then we did this sherry tasting, which Catherine had pre-booked, which was fab. Catherine and Amy are sherry lovers. I think I could say that. They love a Bristol's Harvey Cream. And I have to say, I had some at Amy's and I really liked it too.
When I was growing up, Bristol's was a name for tits. Nice Bristols.
I know, yeah, not the same.
Not sure why. Anyway,
I'm not sure either. I wonder where that came from.
I don't know.
Anyway, so we did this sherry tasting, and they went from dry to a sweet sherry. There were 5 different types. They started with manzanilla, which is the driest, and it went to a muscatel, which is a sweet one, not quite as sweet as Pedro Jimenez, but just before that.
I like Pedro Jimenez.
Yeah,
so I'm looking
do.
forward to trying the muscatel. If you said it's quite sweet.
It's really, really nice. And Amy and Catherine thought they wouldn't like the muscatel because they didn't think they'd like a sweet one. They prefer a drier sherry. But it was literally all of our favourites. favourites, and we all bought some because we wanted to thank the guy. And he obviously had a little shop there where he did not just sherry, but other wines and some olive oil and things like that. So I bought a bottle of the Moscatel for us to enjoy. And before I left, I thought, I must have a look at the olive oil. It'd be nice to get some for Peach with his cooking. And they had 3 different types, all the same make, but 3 different flavours. And I asked him what the difference was. And I bought the one that was, he said it was quite a strong flavour, only for drizzling on salads or eating with bread, had a slight sort of spicy kick to it. And the make was 555. And I thought, 555, isn't that significant for something? And then when I gave it to you, you were like, oh my God, 555. So literally earlier this week.
It was only over an invoice I did. You said, can you do me an invoice for something that had happened that you'd done? I'll tell you what it was. It was when you did the hosting for the event at La Sala in the clubhouse. And the invoice number happened to be 555. And then you wrote back and said, oh my God, that's significant. And you gave me a whole thing of why it's lucky.
Yeah, well, when I saw 555, I thought that must mean something in numerology because, you know, the significance of numbers. A lot of people know 1111 now. And 555, I thought, I'm sure that means something. So I looked it up and it said it's really lucky. And then I bought this olive oil for you, which was 555. That's weird.
So because you said that week, I said, I'm going to do the lottery. So I said, I'm going to do all the numbers, 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, and then 5 and something else as the numbers. I didn't win the lottery, but I did win the lottery. I got my money back and I could do it again the following week. So I did.
Well done. Not quite a Maldives holiday.
You said that really condescending.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean
Well
it.
done, DJ.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. That's weird though, isn't it, when stuff like that happens? We had a lovely Italian on the Saturday night. This place that
What's
was
his
like...
name?
Antonio. A converted Roman baths, it was, this restaurant. We had salad and pizza to start with.
To start?
Yeah, but to share between the 5 of us. And I had a lovely rigatoni, which was really nice. We had a tiramisu with 5 spoons. That was nice. We checked out some I don't want to go on too much about Seville because I know it's a Marbella podcast, but some lovely rooftop bars.
It's a great place to visit though. When you're over here, it's only 2.5 hours away.
Yeah.
And it is really the capital of Andalusia. So it's worth a visit.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. It's a stunning city, but maybe not in May, June, July, August.
No, although we went there to see Kylie last year. That was one of the concerts. They do this thing called the Icons Tour, and they're doing it again this year.
It's Maroon 5.
They've got Maroon 5 and they've got Robbie Williams.
Yeah. So, yeah, some lovely places. We went to Attico, which was a fabulous rooftop bar. We went to Mocambo for breakfast this morning. Had this huge breakfast. Eggs Benedict with bacon. It was really, really gorgeous. And we used this TriCount app, which they hadn't used before, which I can highly recommend if you're going out with a group of people. Obviously, if it's just your partner or even if it's 2 couples, it's very easy to just split the bill. But if you're going out with a group of friends or 3 couples, 4 couples, whatever, it's perfect. This TriCount app, you just log everything that you spend. So one person can pay for the whole dinner and you just put down, Amy, €220. And then someone else can pay for the petrol. Someone else can pay for the drinks. Someone pays for the breakfast, whatever. Every round of drinks, it doesn't matter who pays for it. You just log it on this thing. And it works out at the end who owes who what money. It's
and you
brilliant.
said, which was interesting, if somebody has driven and they're not accepting petrol money from anybody, you can
Amy.
You can remove them from something else so that they don't pay towards it.
Yeah, so when we did, because Amy kindly drove and obviously got the petrol and she wouldn't accept petrol money from us. So when we did the underground parking for a couple of nights and it was €53, so we were like, well, Amy, you're definitely not contributing to the parking. We'll sort that out. You can nominate someone to be off that. Or if like 4 people went for drinks and 1 person didn't, then you can get rid of them. And so it's really, really handy. It's all free. So TriCount, TriCount. It's brilliant. We did that when we went to Butlins as well.
Please don't tell people you went to Butlins.
When I came home, the house was all lovely and clean.
I told you, a man's work is never done.
Oh, it was really lovely.
Well, to be fair, I did it all for the Friday.
Oh, fair enough. Not for me.
Not for you.
Did it for your friends.
I did it for my friends, but I kept it going and I made sure it's nice and tidy and clean for you.
Oh,
did all the washing. Didn't have to do that.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it's lovely coming home to a clean house.
And then when you got home, you showed me all the things. You told me about your weekend away. And I made Hugo spritzes.
Yes, we had a Hugo spritz in the garden.
Do you know where that came from?
Hugo Boss's favourite drink.
No, Roland Gruber made it for the first time in 2005.
Who's that?
He was a bartender at a famous restaurant in Italy, and he wanted to make something that wasn't so bitter as Aperol Spritz. So he came up with this because it has
elderflower cordial.
elderflower. I mean, it should be with Prosecco, elderflower syrup or elderflower liqueur, which is how it's officially made, and then obviously soda water and stuff. So it's just a slightly more floral version of an Aperol Spritz.
With some fresh mint in it.
With fresh mint and a squeeze of lime.
Yeah, it's really nice. So that was lovely. I've already booked myself in for Pilates tomorrow because I want to start the week right.
Good. You need to.
Thanks. An event coming up. We've talked about Eva Longoria and our love for her many times. The Global Gift Gala in Marbella is coming up, and it's your birthday, the 25th of July.
Have you got me a ticket?
No. We've got something else planned. It's at the Don Carlos Beach Club. So fantastic charity, the Global Gift Foundation. So if you want to go along and support that, tickets are on sale now. We have mentioned Guayaba, which is the beach restaurant Chiringuito in San Pedro that normally opens at the beginning of June and is only open for the summer. I have an update. It is not likely to be open until July.
Oh, missing a lot of the summer.
But it's now going to be open until November. They're building an inside bit, apparently, so it's going to take on a very different format.
And also interesting, Kalakaua was closed. Is it open again now?
From what I remember, I think it was opening on the 6th of June, maybe.
Wow, so Kalakaua, I don't recall it ever shut. Maybe in that, like, the heart of winter, but to be closed at this time of year is very unusual.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you think about how hot it is today, it would be packed.
Yeah, well, there's obviously a reason why they've shut. I'm not sure why, whether they're doing some work or...
It says obras, I think,
what
or
does
something.
That mean?
Renovations.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, that's what we were told. But yeah, it's just strange time of year to do it.
Well, yeah, I suppose. Maybe something's gone wrong and it needed fixing and they were like, well, while we're doing this, let's do this. I want to be serious for a moment. I saw a couple of hours ago on Facebook some really, really sad news. A guy called Michael Joseph, who's been a singer on the coast for at least 20 odd years or so. I've known him for many, many years. He does Frank Sinatra, and he and two other guys do the Rat Pack. And they're absolutely brilliant. I've interviewed the three of them on the radio many times, and they just sit there impromptu just sit there, I don't mean it like that. They're doing the harmonies and they have the conversations that the guys from the Rat Pack will have. It's a proper show. It's not just them standing there singing the songs. They're joking with each other in an American accent.
I've seen them a lot in different places.
Absolutely brilliant. Really well known on the coast. He sadly died this morning. Oh. I've seen loads of beautiful tributes online by various singers on the coast who either worked with him or had great advice and support. I saw Diva Fever saying some lovely words about him. A genuinely really lovely guy. I remember many years ago when Nikki was over in Marbella for her Hen Week. It was the Haiti Gala right after the awful earthquake in Haiti. We, via the radio station, Morris, who was my boss at the time, we organised this big charity gala up in La Quinta, and there were various singers there, and he was one of the singers. Afterwards, us ladies, we were waiting for a taxi, and then I saw Martin loading up his van, and he went, "Hi Hannah, nice to see you, Hannah." And I was like, "Well done tonight, Martin, you were brilliant." And one of the ladies whispered to me, "See if we can get a lift with him." And I thought, oh no, I can't ask him that, that's really bad. But he had like a massive van, and I'd had a few wines at this stage, and I was like, "Martin, is it just you in the car or in the van or whatever?" And he was like, yeah. And I said, "Any chance you want to give 5 women a lift?" And he thought it was hilarious. And he did. And he was so kind. We'd obviously all had a few. And we were singing the whole way. He was just delightful. Such a lovely man. And I've got a great photo, which I shared on Facebook, from an event in Tigitano about 15 or so years ago. Hannah Sandwich, we called it. It was him and Tommy, the guy who did.
I was there.
Did you take the photo? I couldn't remember.
Yes.
Oh, brilliant.
It's one of my first times that we went out together.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, definitely.
It was for Pink Ladies or something like that. So
it was another charity.
Yeah,
event,
and they'd invited me, because obviously I had celebrities in Marbella then, so they'd invite me to go to that. And obviously that's one of our first dates.
It was lovely. So it was with me in the middle of Michael and Tommy, who does the Sammy Davis Jr., and they both had their arms around me. It's a great photo, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yes, extremely sad. I saw a post by his lovely wife who just said, incredibly devastated, sad news. He was singing 2 weeks ago and he had some issues with his lungs, never been a smoker, not connected to that. Anyway, I won't go into detail, but he's no longer with us. So rest in peace, Michael. Yeah, and lots of love to your wife and your family and friends. couple of pieces from the Euro Weekly News, something that made me laugh. There was a recent sketch from Comedy Joe, who I've never heard of. It's an entertainment section of Joe Irish news outlet. It's gone viral because a Spanish morning talk show mistook it for it being real news.
Oh.
Basically, the sketch was called, Are These the Most Sunburnt Men in Ireland? And there's this guy with, well, there are lots of guys with really red faces, and they've got like a chart, like you have like the paint chart with the different shades of colour, someone holding it next to these guys' faces. And it's a comedy sketch because of the heat wave they've had in the UK and Ireland. And people in Spain thought it was, it was serious.
Oh dear.
So that really
Lost
made
in
me...
translation.
Yes, quite. There was another piece which was interesting. I won't tell you about all of it, but it was 6 smart tricks for the 2026 heat wave. And there was various advice of things that you could do to help you cool down or cool certain things down. If you come home from the supermarket and you've got some beers and they're warm and you've got guests arriving quickly and you need to make them cold quickly, we would normally put them in the freezer. But something they said to do, fill a bucket or a cooler with ice and water and add half a cup of salt and then submerge the drinks in it. And the salt makes it go really, really cold really, really quickly.
Wow, I didn't know that.
No, I've never heard of that.
I've put them in the freezer before and forgotten about them.
Yes.
It doesn't work very well. In fact, they explode.
Yeah, no, it's not good. I've done that with wine as well. And funnily enough, when we were in Seville, it happened with 2 bottles of Casera. They were left in the freezer as well.
For sake, women.
Another thing it said about freezing bed sheets. If you haven't got aircon at night and you're struggling with the heat, if you put your bed sheets in a sealable plastic bag, get rid of all the air, leave it in the freezer for 2 hours, then you can put them on the bed and they're really cold.
You're not doing that without sheets.
No, I'm not. I can't be asked.
You can put a bag of peas on your side of the bed before you go to bed if you want, but you're not. Our bed sheets are not going anywhere near the freezer.
I'll end up waking up in the night, there'll be peas on the floor and then I'll slip.
That'll be another thing from Friends where she opens the fridge and puts a bottom in it to cool off.
Oh, yes. Another thing, sun lotion in the fridge. Do not put it in the freezer, but they said putting sun lotion in the fridge is absolutely fine. And then it's really cool when you put it on the body.
That's too cold.
Yeah, I'd find that too cold.
Yeah, no. Great advice all round, really.
Although when it's really hot, nothing's too cold. I have cold showers in the summer.
When you do things to me, that sounds nice, doesn't it?
Hello.
Very, very occasionally, when you do things to me. No, but when you spray something on me and it's cold, I can't bear it.
Yes, but you're not absolutely boiling when that's happening.
No, but it still hurts. It's so cold.
No. And one thing I wanted to mention, the millionth thing I wanted to mention is the Collective Calling Gala, which is taking place this Friday the 5th, that we're going to. A fantastic charity. We've mentioned Collective Calling and all the wonderful local work that they do for the local homeless. So if you fancy going to a gala and bidding on some boxing shorts that have been signed by Cassius Clay and Mike Tyson that our friends gave to us to donate, then want to raise some serious money for that.
Yes, make sure you've got your big wallets out. Big boy trousers on.
Big boy pants. That is it from us. A bit of a long episode. Hope we didn't bore you too much. Hope you have a wonderful week. Check out the San Pedro Guide on social media, as well as at Radio Hannah on Instagram. And
PJ Lopez won Marbella.
it is goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from her.